Moving on with our emerging cake trends for 2021, we're assuming we're going to have some smaller cakes, smaller gatherings, and perfect for that, we've got Gauri Kekre. Hi, Gauri.
Hi, Rose. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very looking forward to this because you are going to be showing us how to make 3D effect cakes, but in 2D. So simple and great for small gatherings, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the trend right now, just as you said, is very much in for smaller cakes, smaller celebration cakes. People want a cake that can be sufficient for a family of 2 or 4. उनको ज़्यादा डेकोरेशन नहीं चाहिए, लोगों को थोड़ा कम डेकोरेशन चाहिए, but केक फिर भी सुंदर होना चाहिए. The cake has to look beautiful despite of being smaller. So the trend right now that I see, even that I'm doing right now, and which is going to be in there for like the foreseeable future, is that we'll be making more of 2D toppers. So 2D toppers ज़्यादा होंगे, 3D toppers इतने ज़्यादा नहीं होंगे. The 3D toppers are still going to be a crowd favorite, but 2D toppers are going to take over the market, is what I feel.
Okay, let's go. We're going to do cute little girl, aren't we?
Yes, I'm going to show you a cute little girl who's having a lollipop in her hand, and we're going to be making it on the side of the cake. So छोटी सी लड़की है जो बहुत cute सी है और उसके हाथ में lollipop धरा हुआ है. This is more like a birthday cake or a birthday celebration cake.
Okay, let's go.
So what I have over here is that I have Vision fondant by Bakersville. I have just added copper color, and if you're working in a very humid climate, you can add CNC by Bakersville as well. But if not, you can simply use plain fondant itself. So I haven't added any CNC to this. This is just plain fondant. And I'm using about, this would be somewhere about 75 grams, 75 to 80 grams of fondant that I'm using. I'm going to just roll this into a nice ball, smooth ball without any cracks. अगर इसको जैसे कोई grown up lady बतानी होती तो मैं इसको थोड़ा elongated रखती, like an egg shape if I were making an adult female or an adult male. But since we're making it as a baby, I'm going to leave it in a circular shape. Okay. दूसरी बात, अगर इसको जैसे आप 2D topper बना रहे हो तो इसको थोड़ा flat करना है. I'm going to make it slightly flat but not too flat. अगर इसको बहुत ज्यादा फ्लैट कर दिया तो फिर उसको जो है उसमें फीचर्स नहीं दे पाएंगे. If I press this down too much, if it goes too flat, I won't be able to draw out the features that I need to do. So I'm going to start. First, I'll just make it a little bit flat, a little more plump towards the center and flatter towards the edges. Like so. So अगर दिख रहा है आपको तो यहाँ पर जो है edges पे it is thin और बीच में थोड़ा bulky है. Okay. So now using both my thumbs right in the center of this ball, मैं हल्के से indentation करूँगी. और फिर with the sides of my thumb मैं इस indentation को यूं नीचे तक extend करूँगी. In figure modeling, I think my favorite tool is my hands. I prefer to work more with hands than with any other tool. For the very fine details, अगर जैसे बारीक detail देने हो तो yes, Dresden tool मेरा सबसे favorite tool है. But so what I've done here is I've just pinched my fingers को मैंने यूं किया है और इस तरीके से मैंने एक nose बना दिया है छोटा सा. एक बेसिक फीचर यहाँ पर आ गई है नोज की। फिर ड्रेसडन टूल से इसको मैं थोड़ा सा डिटेलिंग दूंगी। And with this tool, I'll make a cute little nostril here. I hope this is visible. Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
I'm just going to draw out the chin a little bit. And right here, with the help of X-Acto knife, this is called as an X-Acto knife or a detail knife, another favorite tool of mine, I'm going to create a little cut. And I'll open that cut a bit. I'll open it further using a Dresden tool. With the silicone shaper again, मैं यहाँ पर उसको थोड़ा सा flat करूँगी to give it the shape of lips.
Gosh, that's already taking shape.
Ready. Now we're going to move on with the eyes. So for the eyes, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a dot here on both sides of the nose. थोड़ा एक एक dot कर लिया. ये देखना है कि both are at the same level. और फिर कुछ ही दूरी पर एक एक और dot करना है. So this acts like your guideline that यहाँ से यहाँ तक दोनों आंखें होने. अगर यहाँ पर आप अगर उसको सही लाते हो तो फिर उसको बाद में आपको छोटा बड़ा आंख नहीं बनेगी. अगर यहाँ पर आपने अगर mess up कर दिया, you may end up with one eye which is too big and one eye which is too small. So these are just like the guidelines to get perfect size eye.
And that's the Dresden tool again. My favorite tool ever.
Absolutely my favorite tool as well. You can do just so much with this simple tool, a single tool.
And they're ever so slightly different. You get Dresden tools with slightly bigger or smaller ends to them, and I kind of like to collect them.
Me as well. So the basic shape of the eye is done. So I'm going to now fill it up with white fondant. Again, this is plain Vision fondant, white, no tylers added. Now this requires a little bit of judgment. थोड़ा सा practice लगती है, judgment लगता है, क्योंकि कभी कभी एक आंख थोड़ी बड़ी हो सकती है, थोड़ी पॉप आउट हो सकती है, दूसरी आंख एकदम संकन लग सकती है, तो थोड़ा सा इसमें जो है प्रैक्टिस लगती है. तो मैंने एक बेसिक आंख का शेप बना दिया है ऑलरेडी. And I am not using any glue here. You don't need to use glue at this point. The stickiness of the fondant is enough to sort of hold it in place. There you go. All right. So now that we've done this, I'm using some sky blue fondant to create the eyes. So you can either, if you have a nozzle which has the same size as this diameter, you can use that, or as I do it quickly, this is just what I do.
So we've got the pupil going in now, the black.
Yes, the pupil is going in now, but this doesn't complete the eye because we still have to color the outside of the eye a little bit. Because this right now, it just makes it look very flat, very dull. And here I have a little bit of blue dust color. I'll be using a little bit of alcohol to dilute my color so that I can apply it easily. Now with this color, I'm going to just create a little bit of outline on the sky blue iris. And the top half, I'm going to make it a little deeper. आंखों को अगर आपने ऐसे ही छोड़ दिया तो वो थोड़े डल लगते हैं, लाइफलेस लगते हैं, इसीलिए शेडिंग होता है. शेडिंग से हमेशा आंखों की ब्यूटी और ज्यादा दिखाई देती है, लाइफ दिखाई देती है, आंखों में चमक आ जाती है. सो ये करना बिल्कुल ना भूले. यदि आप छोटा फिगरीन बना रहे हो या बड़ा फिगरीन बना रहे हो, ये करना ना भूले. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of black fondant. अब मैंने थोड़ा सा fondant लिया है black. This is what the process that I'm going to do right now. I call it a rat tail. This is the rat, and here is its tail. You know, it allows me to control this little thin fondant. इसको control करना easy हो जाता है अगर आपके पास ये हो साथ में. This helps me to hold it easily without causing this to melt or break. So I'll apply a little bit of glue on the top edge here. I'll place this like that, and I make a cut at the outer corner. यहाँ पर outer corner पे मैंने उसको exacto से cut कर दिया. And this is what it looks like. And then with a little bit of brown fondant, once again I'll make a rat tail. But this rat tail has to be a little bit thicker than the black one. I'll apply glue to the eyebrow here. Now this time the tip should be on the outside, on the outer corner. फिर इसको धीरे धीरे कर्व करते हुए नाक की तरफ लाना है. Press it down slightly and cut. Easy peasy. So now it's time to create a little bit of makeup because even now she looks a little bit flat. So we need to create a little blush, a little eye color, a little bit of lip color, and then we'll be ready to assemble it on our cake. So I have here a makeup brush, and I have here pink dust color. So I'm just going to sort of dab, okay, and first shake off the excess, because if you have that excess, it's going to create a little bit of patchy color. So पहले उसको हाथ पे इस तरीके से झटकना है और फिर I'm just going to lightly, अभी मैंने बहुत झटक दिया उसको, तो थोड़ा सा फिर कलर लेके, and now we're ready to assemble it. But before I do, I have to create one more tiny detail, is that I'm going to take a little bit of pink fondant. This is just white fondant in which I have added a little bit of pink gel color. Yeah, the size is perfect now. And I'm going to use the Dresden tool again, create a little bit of indentation. यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा Dresden tool की मदद से थोड़ा सा indentation करके थोड़ा सा texture भी देंगे, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. This is the front side. So I'm going to start by, first I'm going to start by taking an approximation of where the face is going to be. Then I'll first apply the ear, the collar, the face, the neck, everything. I'll just sequence it out. So I'll apply a little bit of glue to hold it in place. All right. So now that I have done that, I'm going to do a little bit of neck right about here. Okay, so I have already kept the collars ready. What I had done was I just rolled a bit of green fondant and I used a petal cutter to cut out a teardrop shape and then just split it in two halves. And then I'm going to stick it like that. So यहाँ पर मैंने कुछ strand बालों के भी already बना के रखे हुए हैं. So I'll just show you one strand quickly. This is brown fondant. So ever since I started baking, I think the first fondant that I ever used and the one that I have been consistently using ever since is Vision fondant. Because first of all, it is very pliable. And secondly, it really works well in the Indian weather. So especially if you're in conditions of high humidity, this really works well. And it's so versatile, you can practically create anything out of it. So what I'm doing is that I'm creating a little bit of like a spindle shape, like so, and I'll just slightly flatten it. And then you take this tool, this scallop
tool.
The what tool?
Shell. It's the shell tool.
The shell tool, right. And with that, I'm just going to give these lines all around the top so it creates a hair-like texture. All right. And then you can either take like a small rolling pin or you can take any tool or a brush and just wrap it around the bottom like this. Take out the brush, voila. And now I'm going to start assembling the hair. So the first thing I'm going to be placing are these bangs on the side like this. Okay, so
look at last. She's already looking so good. You know, you started with a little circle of pink fondant and look where you've ended up. That is gorgeous.
Yep.
Wow.
Right. And now we're just going to finish up with the hand and the lollipop and we're ready. So for the hand, I've already created the hand before and I'm just going to place the hand like this over here and then I'm going to give the lollipop in her fingers.
So, I mean, we're talking about our emerging cake trends. We really think that people are going to have smaller parties, smaller gatherings. You don't want a huge cake, but you want something that's got impact. That's brilliant. The 2D, 3D thing is fantastic. And you pretty much created the whole of that in front of us. There we go. How adorable.
And here I have a little lollipop here. So I think it's a little too big right now. The
lollipop's too big. The stick is. No lollipop is too big, ever.
Yeah, the stick, I meant the stick.
No such thing. Look at that.
There you go.
I've got to say, Gauri Kekre, in a little masterclass, not only in making 2D come 3D cakes, but also in backwards cake decorating, hairdressing, makeup artist, and definitely sculptor. We think this is going to be huge next year, and you've just shown us how to do it. For those of you at home who would like to have a go, remember that Gauri's been doing this a while and you have to practice, but she's giving you all the basics. Thank you so much, Gauri. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Rose. It's been an honor being with you here.